Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. Today we'll discuss an interesting shaila as it's brought in the Sifrei HaShailas HaTshuvos. Ma'aseh shehoya kach hoya. There was a community that they were building a new shul and they were trying to put together the funds for a Sefer Torah. So the Gabbai, the one who was fundraising for the shul, went over to a wealthy supporter and says, please help donate some money for writing of a Sefer Torah, buying a Sefer Torah. And the wealthy man, the Gvir, responded by saying, sure, I'd love to help. I will pay for half of the Sefer Torah, but with the condition that you find a partner. I'll pay for half. You have to find a second person to do the second half. So obviously the Gabbai Tzedakah left happy. At least he has half committed, but now he has to find his second partner. So he went and approached the second person and says, I only need funds for half of a Sefer Torah. Would you be the partner, and together we'll write a Sefer Torah? Interesting enough is the second person, we'll call him Shimon, said, yes, I'll be glad to commit half of the money for the Sefer Torah, the second half, but I have one condition. The condition is that when we publicize the donations of the Sefer Torah, for who it's written in memory of who, or for whatever honor, I want to get all the credit. I want to have the rights to get the credit for the writing of the Torah. So now the Gabbai has this dilemma. He goes back to the first person who committed half of the money, and he says, listen, I approached the second person, and Shimon only is willing to give it with this condition. So Reuven says, Moli Simcha, Baruch Hashem, this is exactly what I wanted. I was willing to commit half of the money in such a way that people don't even know that I was the one who gave the money. This was the Ma'aseh shehoya. The Gabbai came to the Rav and asked, is this something which is allowed? Could you announce that the Sefer Torah is sponsored by one family? Isn't there a form of midvar sheker tirchak here? It's a lie. After all, the Sefer Torah, if it cost $50,000, was only paid $25,000 by this family. How could one family get the credit for the whole Torah when they only paid half? And based on the Gemara, the Rav saw that it was no problem. Which Gemara? The Gemara says in Sotah that the Chazal have a shaila concerning Atzmos Yosef that were brought up from Mitzrayim to Eretz Yisrael. One pasuk says, "Vayikach Moshe etz Atzmos Yosef imoy." That Moshe took the Atzmos Yosef. It seems to be that Moshe is the one that dealt with it. And in another pasuk in Yeshua it says, "Ve'es Atzmos Yosef asher helu b'nei Yisrael miMitzrayim." That the Yidden brought up the Atzmos Yosef. So who was it? Was it Moshe or was it Bnei Yisrael? And the Gemara answers, Amar Rab Chama bar Chanina, Kol ha'isa davar v'lo gamroi, anybody who begins to do a mitzvah or something positive, an act, but he did not complete it, u'ba'achar v'gamroi, and a second party came and completed the act, Ma'ila olav ha'kasuv, Ma'ila olav al misha gamroi. We get the credit is given to the person who completed the act. Ki'ilu asay, as if he did it. And therefore, what's the answer to this stira? Even though Moshe was the one that took out Atzmos Yosef from Mitzrayim, the pasuk gives the credit to Kol Yisrael. The pasuk says, Atzmos Yosef asher helu b'nei Yisrael miMitzrayim, because they are actually the one that brought him into Shechem and buried him in Shechem. They get the Gemar HaMitzvah is the one that gets the schar. Similarly, we find by the building of the Mishkan, it says Vayas B'Tzalel Sa'aron. The Aron was made by B'Tzalel. So Rashi says, why? One person did it all? Says Rashi, Shalafi Shanasa Nafshay Ala Malacha Yesa Mishar Chachamim, since he devoted more heart and soul, more time, more effort, he gave Mesiris Nefesh to the building of the Aron, Nikras Ash Al Shemai. So the building of the Aron, the making of the Aron, is called Vayas B'Tzalel Asaron. Other people were really part of the building, but he had the Mesiris Nefesh. So concerning the above mentioned Shaila, the Dayan who heard the Shaila Paskin, that if the second Tairim, the second Gevir who committed to give the money, knew that without his second half of money, they wouldn't be able to complete the Sefer Torah, and for him, on top of that, it was a Mesiris Nefesh to commit for that large sum of money, even though it was only half, it won't fall under a category of sheker by saying that this family supported and donated the whole Sefer Torah. Yashar Koyach, and please join us again next week.